Hello, my name is Greg, and welcome to An Office with a View. I ordered these Cornish cross meat birds about 6.5 weeks ago, and they're not quite ready to be processed yet, but I'm kind of hungry for chicken. So we have these here. They really have about 10 days, maybe a little more than 10 days. And if you've ever raised Cornish cross birds, you know 10 days is quite a lot of a weight difference. So I'm going to go ahead and process 2 of these birds, and I'm going to do it with just bare minimal equipment. I just got some hay twine to hang the birds. I have a fillet knife and a pot of boiling water, and I'm not going to use propane. I'm just going to start a wood fire and get the temperature right around 150 or so. And when you're processing birds with minimal equipment, sometimes the water is a little too warm and you tear the skin, or there's a few things that can make the bird look as not presentable as what you might buy in the store. But it's just for me and my family, so I don't care if the skin gets ripped a little bit. If you just process a small amount of birds, it doesn't seem worth it to me to go out and buy $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 worth of equipment when you can easily do 3 to 5 birds in a morning with just a fire, boiling water from that fire, and a fillet knife. So I'm going to go in, get a quick bite to eat, and then we're going to come back and let's get started on processing these birds. So I'm going to just kind of go old school here. And it's been a while since I've cleaned and butchered a chicken, so I'm going to do 1 or 2 today. Just kind of how we do a small amount of birds, 1 to 5 birds. I usually just get a fire and hand pluck them. So we'll get this fire going, get the water going, and get us a couple of birds to get started. All right, we're going to go ahead and butcher these chickens. I was going to use that pot to scald the chickens, but my wife asked me what I was doing and I got busted. So she said there's this bigger pot out there, a canning pot. So I have this old digital thermometer. I don't know how accurate it is. It's saying this is 106. So I'm going to let that burn for a little bit before I dispatch the chicken and get that heat up to 145 or so. I held the feed from these guys because I wasn't certain if I was going to get to it today or not. Like I said, these are still a week to 10 days out, so makes a big difference. So I'll go ahead and feed these guys and move them to their fresh grass. Come on, chickadees. Come on. Sorry to these fellas who aren't going to get to eat today. I butchered some rabbits last week, and I don't know if it matters, but I never like the animals to see what's happening to the other animal. So we're going to hide these guys behind that little tarp there since that's convenient. This one jumped out, so here's the winner. I was actually trying to get the other one, but when you're not doing a lot, like typically I would I would use a cone, but in this case, I'll just tie him off, let him relax for a minute. And there's plenty of videos out there that, they have all the equipment and all of that. And if you're processing large amounts of birds, it makes sense. But if you're just doing a few, like hand plucking, and, I've got a bucket that says kids' toys, we're not going to give this to the kids. We'll let him finish bleeding out. I like to give him a few minutes to calm down, check our temperature. Funny, got it perfect at 149. That was pure luck. And the nice thing about doing it this way is you got a little string to hold on to. Oh, the string came off. Oh. That's pretty good there. You can see these birds aren't real big like they will be in about 10 days or so. Let's see, my hose isn't going to make it out to here. All right, this is what you have to get used to when you do your own birds. The battery was getting low on the phone, so I stopped recording while I was plucking, and a friend of mine called, and he asked what I was doing, and I said cleaning a few chickens, and he said, do 2 for me. So I ended up doing 4. This lever looks a lot better. It still doesn't have a bright red color like some of them have. I'm not keeping the neck or anything here. When you hand pluck, a lot of people, after it's already eviscerated, then you get it right into cool water, then scalded it a little too much. That's still better than the store-bought chicken. And then if you let that break, those are nice and rounded. So when you pry that leg up, it kind of shows you where it's going to break. Right here, I'm reaching in to try to get the heart and the lungs removed from there. If you're going to keep the bird whole, it's a good idea to get the heart and the lungs out of there. If you're going to quarter your bird or make it into an 8-piece cut, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time looking around and digging for the heart and the lungs, because when you take the back off, right in that area is where the heart and the lungs are. So it's a lot easier to have access to that once you just kind of cut that back out. The heart and the lung stay attached to the back or stay attached to the ribs as you go to remove that section of the bird. I'll let these birds chill in the refrigerator for 24 to 36 hours, and we will be having chicken in a day and a half. As always, thanks for watching.